Hi guys, today I'm going to discuss about the OET letter writing tips, and I'm going to give you in a very simple form. It's very important in the letter writing to know which kind of letter you are reading and what are the major things you need to list in your letter writing as well. So the basic thing I'm going to tell you in this video, especially the introduction part, I'm going to teach you, and how to write I will say in the last video. So what are the major things is, first thing is that types of the letter is very important in your OET. What type of the letter writing, I'm sure that OET student all you are familiar with that, but I'm going to mention the most common thing. The first thing is a referral letter, transfer letter and discharge letter. These three letters are very common and major comes in the exam as well. So when you are writing this kind of letter, you need to know what kind of letter you are getting. First thing is you need to find about the types of reader. If you don't know about the reader, these types of letter will get you into the trouble and you may end up with losing your marks. Especially in my exam as well, I got the B band because I got the good class, and also I was very thorough with the steps that I'm going to tell you now. And if you are able to follow this all, I'm sure you are going to get the better ideas. And these are my knowledge that I'm sharing with you. So first thing is a referral letter, transfer letter, discharge letter. I'm sure you are familiar with these things. Referral means you are referring to some hospital. Transfer means the patient is already in your hospital and transferring to the better care, for the better care or the better hospitality, you are sending it to the another care. And discharge letter, once the patient is recovered or recovering, we will discharge the patient. And these are the types of letter, and many other more are there. If you are able to find out, that's better, but here I'm going to only explain about these three things. And when you are writing these three things, first thing, as I said in earlier, types of the reader. What are the types of reader? First thing is a doctor. The doctor is these things I'm mentioning because it's commonly coming in the exam as well. So if you are finding the type of the reader is a doctor, because doctor means that title will be mentioned. So or else with a GP, general practitioner, if you are getting such things, type of the reader doctor, then you need to write in a different form of the introduction as well as the form of the letter writing. In the nurses, again, the words are different compared to the doctor because the nurses give the care and doctor give the intervention. And rehabilitative care is actually going with the physiotherapy as well as with the nurse, and these doctors only give the care in the palliative care, okay? And social worker is very less commonly comes in the exam, but in case if you are getting, you should know what are the keywords you can write in the introduction as well as the discharge notes. In the introduction, it plays a very important role, so I'm going to explain more a bit of the introduction than any other part in this video. So physiotherapists commonly come, and occupational therapists is very less chances to come, but you need to know how you need to mention the introduction as well as the letter writing. Music therapists also come in the exam, very few, but you need to know how the letter should be. So now next, first thing I'm going to explain about the doctor or specialist or the general practitioner. In that letter writing, if it is a referral, transfer or discharge letter, you need to mention this kind of words: assessment, evaluation, investigation. This is a number one, but you cannot bring this twice in your introduction or the discharge notes. Treatment and management is a second word, which I'm going to explain you now how you can use that. This is the introduction part, okay? I'm sure everyone is familiar with that, so I won't go with the detailed part of the letter writing. So I will just go directly with the introduction, which is going to score you the maximum of the marks as well as the maximum impression taken by the examiner towards the introduction. So I'm going to help you guys how you need to jot down the introduction part. I'm writing right to refer Mr. X who require assessment and treatment for episodic headache. So you need to write in such a way. This is the right form, and this is right, And now let me show you this thing. Now I said, right, the 1 and 2 should come together, but not 1 and 1 or 2 and 2. So this thing is the way. If you are not getting that point, please mention in the comment. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who required the assessment, means evaluation or the investigation, synonyms, and treatment. Further treatment also is needed. That's why we are referring to the patient to the doctor. And not on transfer also you can write the same thing. Now I will show you this. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who required the assessment and evaluation. These two words are coming together, right? Is it right or wrong? Just pause the video and just answer yourself. In my case, it's a wrong answer. Why is that? Because you can see, right, number 1 and 1 will not go in the introduction part because these are the synonyms. This will not go in the introduction together, so it's wrong. Now second thing, just answer yourself, pause the video. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who required the treatment and management. Treatment and management is a, again, it's right or wrong. In my point of view, it's a wrong answer. Why? Because it's a number 2 and 2, which is a wrong answer. So hopefully you got the idea regarding our doctor, how to write the introduction part, and majorly I'm focusing on these words. Okay, try to take these words and write or jot down in your notes so that before your exam, make sure you are reading that and you will be able to answer so well in your writing exam. Because in exam you have to think a lot about the reading the letter. You need to focus on the what is the kind of letters and many things. If you are thorough with the introduction part, what need to be written to the specific reader, then you will not get into the trouble. Now next is for the nurse. If you are not understanding with the doctor part or any of the section, please comment below and I will explain you with another video as well if I get the free time. And second is a nurse. Nurse actually, what kind of words you can use is assistant and the support, not the assessment. Assessment is for the doctor. Doctor only do the assessment, but nurses does, but only with the after the doctor's permission or doctor's these things, after the doctor's examination only. Nurses sometimes does, but they cannot mention in the letter writing. Therefore nurses, you can write the word assistant and support, and synonyms in the second part you can use as care, further care, ongoing care. These are the synonyms you can use that. So I'm giving with the example as well. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who required the assistant and care for episodic headache. You can write the transfer as well. I'm writing to discharge Mr. X back to your facility who requires further care. Okay, like that you can write. This is also right. 1 and 2. Hopefully I'm giving you the easy part, easy explanation with my PowerPoint. And this is wrong. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who requires care and following care. These two are the synonyms, so cannot come in a one statement in the introduction. Introduction is very important, and please focus carefully when you are writing the introduction part. Don't take the synonyms together in a one statement. This is wrong. So 1 and 1 is not possible. Now next is a physiotherapy. Physiotherapy is mostly come with the home visit as well. So physiotherapy, why we are giving is assist to regain the mobility, assistance and support. So you can write the words like assistance to regain the mobility and support. Here also I'm giving you the example. I'm writing to request you to send a physiotherapist to Mr. X's house for ongoing care. She is recovering after hip fracture. This example also you can write, or in a different form, I'm writing to refer Mr. X who require a home visit. If it is in a letter question, if it is mentioned a home visit, then it means one visit. Or else S is there, so means many visits. So you need to mention in the letter writing, I'm writing to refer Mr. X who requires home visits from your facilities. He is recovering from multiple fractures and knee rehabilitative program to improve his mobility. But if this is not mentioned in the letter writing, you can just say he's recovering from multiple fractures. He's recovering from multiple fractures to improve his he's recovering from multiple fracture. That much is fine. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who require a home visit from your facilities. Who is you can also write who is recovering from multiple fractures and requires um, requires further care or uh, requires your support to regain his mobility. You can also write like this, or in, I think, now next is rehabilitative. I'm just giving you the simple tips, okay? I'm not going so deep. In other letter specific individual like a physiotherapist and all, I will explain in detail. Now I'm just jotting down the symbol of all the criteria of the readers so that you will get the better information. Now third is the rehabilitative. It's similar to the physiotherapy, so I didn't give much example of the physiotherapist. Here I'm going to help you guys. Example, now first one is I'm going to refer Mr. X who requires rehabilitative care to continue his therapies. He underwent left hip replacement. You can write like this. Another example, I'm writing to provide a brief outline on Mr. X who underwent urgent percutaneous coronary intervention and requires further rehabilitative care at your facilities. You can change requires further support at your facilities. Physiotherapists also, we can write this. These are very similar to the physiotherapists. Now next is occupational therapist 6, which is a few comes in an exam, but chances is there, so probability better to don't take the chance to lose your marks in exam. So try to take these words. Deal with the patient, evaluates. Actually occupational therapists give the advice like installation of the devices, also the just advice, evaluates, and they come in a patient place as well as a workplace. Example I have mentioned as well, it's a very easy one. I'm writing to request. We need to request when you are asking someone to come in a home. We can write in physiotherapy as well. I'm writing to request an instruction on Ventolin inhaler to Mr. X. She has been diagnosed with acute asthma. Since she is new to the asthma, she doesn't know how to use this one. So we are calling the this one occupational therapist to instruct regarding these things. Now second example is I'm writing to request an advice on low-fat dietary guidelines and healthy recipe to Mr. X. He underwent coronary artery bypass graft. So now in this case we are getting the letter to advise that person regarding a dietary, because she underwent some artery bypass graft which is needed to maintain his diet. Therefore I'm writing this kind of introduction. Please carefully look into and jot it down your books, and near to your tomorrow's exam, please review, and near to the door as well, you just review. This is my advice because I also did the same thing, and I wish you all to get a B band or A band possible, because introduction are very important to impress the examiner. And now third example is I'm writing to request a home visit. Also you can say, if the question is home visit clearly mentioned, not mentioned, you can say that. If they are saying advice, if they are saying instruction, then you can just say request a home visit if there is, who has been non-compliant, who has been not taking the medication properly to the medication of type 2 diabetes. Therefore she needs advice, she needs suggestion on self-monitoring glucose as well as taking the insulin injection. This kind of letter writing, if you are writing in your letter, I'm sure you will get the B band. That is more than that you will achieve as well. So please follow that and try to take down my notes. It's very effective. I'm 100% sure about that. So now next is a social worker. I know it's very less chances, but I heard that some are getting social worker as well. At that time they are getting into big trouble with their words, what they need to mention. Social worker, don't worry, just mention same like the nurse, but the sentence structure should be related to the social worker. So similar to the nurse, assistant, care, guidance and support. So example I have mentioned here, I'm writing to refer Mr. X who require professional assistance to overcome his crisis. He has undergone an emergency cardiothoracic surgery. I'm writing to refer Mr. X who require the professional assistance to overcome his crisis, like this. And then next I have jotted again, I'm writing regarding because Mr. X who underwent hip replacement, or you can write who in between the sentence, or you can full stop that and make into the second sentence. He requires ongoing care and assistance following his discharge. In introduction part, you need to mention, okay, now what kind of problem she or he has, and what further she needs, and after which one, like after following discharge. If it is mentioned, you can just say that. If it is not mentioned the discharge date, no need to mention that. Just say that I'm writing regarding Mr. X. He underwent these things, therefore she requires, who requires, or the full stop and make into second sentence. And now third example, I'm writing to refer Mr. X, who is currently recovering from myocardial infarction, full stop, or who you can write, he requires further assistance. And not only that, some question will come with a family also. In a social worker, his family needs social and emotional support. This example I'm giving more and more in the social worker, because people in many of the educational center where you are learning the OET, right, hardly they give the example of the social worker. So if you are not studying the introduction part, you are losing so many of the your what you select, what you have put your efforts in during your study time, right? So I don't want you to lose that. So please try to take the introduction part in your book, and before your exam at least you will get a chance to write down, right? So I'm mentioning those examples for your sake only. Now next is a physiotherapist, and physiotherapist is also very important, often comes in exam as well. So most are visit only physiotherapy. So example, I'm writing to request a visit or dash visit. If it is in a question, if it is a visit, you should write a visit. If it is a visit, S should be there for Mr. X. Please be careful about the visit, a visit and visit in the question. If it is a S is there, please don't write a visit. You will end up with a C. Okay, less than that also. Visit for Mr. X who require music therapy for depressed syndrome. Like this you can write. And this is often come in exam, and many are getting trouble with how to write the eligibility. This one, letter writing. Don't worry, I will teach you also in a full length letter writing in further videos, but now at time being I'm going to teach only the introduction part. In introduction you can write, I'm writing to request you to arrange a home visit, because eligibility mostly will be the old age or those person retired. When they are finding difficulties, not able to cooperate, we are being sent to inform regarding those benefits. So I'm writing to request you to arrange a home visit for Mr. X, who requires assessment of eligibility of pension and other benefit. Like that you can write, but you can just change the sentence structure, but the this main objective should be included. Okay. And then discharge, because I'm going to mention these two together because this is very important, I felt, and it's hardly getting the ideas like this way. So I'm sharing with you so that you will get the correct letter writing concept. In the discharge you can write, in a view of the above, it would be appreciated if you could provide further evaluation for eligibility of pension for Mr. X. If you are able to write this in the eligibility, this kind of letter writing, I'm sure you will get the good marks, because this kind of letter writings are very like a rare discussed in your during your studies time, I guess. So I'm giving you these things together, but remaining things, right, I have explained about the doctors and all. I will give the discharge in the different videos. And now next, I don't want to take so much, my video is going to be too long, so I just wanted to help you guys with my introduction, OET letter writing introduction part. Anyway, in the letter writing there are known case and the unknown case. There are two kind of letter are there that you should know that. See, this is a known case letter I'm going to share. In a known case, what things we can see is like, since we know this case, right, I'm writing to update you regarding the current health status for Mr. X who requires, like a doctor, you can write assessment and management, like a nurse, assistant and care, but remaining is an option, okay? Don't take all this sentence. I'm writing to update you regarding the current health status of Mr. Or for Mr. X who requires assistance and care. He has been diagnosed with cancer or whatever thing. He underwent surgery for what things. His recovery after dash surgery. He's recovering from, example, pneumonia I have mentioned. Anyway, you have to write on the basis of the question you are getting. This I have given to you because I want you to get through the introduction with the maximum marks. This is a known case. Now next is a discharge. In discharge also I'm writing to discharge Mr. X since discharged back to the rehabilitation or old age center or whatever things, right, care center. I'm writing to discharge that person who is back to your facilities. He requires dash and dash. He requires assistance and care or ongoing care, continue further care, and then you can write who has been, or you can write in second sentence, he has been diagnosed, he underwent surgery, or whatever things he's recovering from, you can mention that. Okay. Now this, and second is unknown, right? Similar to that known case, but here we don't know the case, so we should write, I'm writing to refer, transfer or discharge Mr. X who requires dash and dash whatever things on the basis of the reader, and then he has been diagnosed and he's recovering, he underwent, he's recovering from this, you can write. Thank you so much, and please in the letter writing, right, introduction plays a major role, and don't lose your opportunities from this video, and take the maximum of the sentence which I have given. Is going to play a major role in your OET writing. If you are able to score the B, if you are losing the reading, you can go to the some place. So please to take the writing also as a major things in your OET, because if you get the B band, it's not easy to take the B band in OET writing. C plus is easy to take, but if you plan to take B band, then you can get the chance to go in some place even you are losing in some other modules, which is a bit difficult likewise in reading and listening. So I'm giving these tips for you guys only. Thank you, and catch you in next video. Bye.